Riding a Flying Horse on a Moonlit Night, a Vikram Betala story. Dark was the night and fearful the hour, marked by shower and thunder. Lightning revealed ghostly faces. At times was heard weird laughter. But King Vikram did not divert a bit. He climbed the ancient tree and brought down the corpse. But as soon as he began crossing the cremation ground, the vampire that possessed the corpse said, "O king, I don't know what your motive is in undertaking this fearsome task. It so happens that sometimes people at the very end of their endeavor refrain from enjoying the fruit of their labor. Pratap of Shantipur, for example, I hope you wouldn't behave like him. Well, let me tell you his story. Pay attention to my narration. That ought to bring you some relief." The Betala went on. Indrasen, the king of Shantipur, had a daughter named Devika. The king was extremely fond of her. He began looking for a suitable bridegroom when she grew into a marriageable age. "Father," said Devika when she learnt about her father's efforts to find a match for her, "I am not prepared to marry any ordinary prince, however handsome, brave, or intelligent he might be. The one to marry me must be able to fulfill a condition set by me. If no such suitor is available, I would rather remain a virgin forever." "What's your condition, my child?" asked the king. "Be he a prince or a commoner, he must be able to fetch a white flying horse for me to ride and fly on a full moon night," said the princess. The king laughed. "My child, you and I have read of such horses in fairy tales, but I have never known or heard of any such creature being really there anywhere. Perhaps flying horses are there in the realm of gods or supernatural beings," he said. But Princess Devika was not willing to forget her condition. The king announced it at the risk of being laughed at by other kings. No prince or commoner came forward with any promise of even trying to find a white flying horse. A whole year passed. In a remote village of the kingdom lived Pratap, a young man of extraordinary qualities. On one hand, he was a past master in the art of floral decoration and making of garlands. On the other, he had unlimited courage. Once he rescued an entire family from a burning house, another time he saved all the passengers of an upturned boat. On another occasion, he went to the rescue of the village chieftain who was about to be grabbed by a tiger. But for all his feats, he never accepted any reward. He reflected on the unusual wish of the princess. He believed that the human mind could not imagine anything which was not there at some plane of the universe. Who knows, there could be flying horses somewhere? Pratap was much attached to the village temple. He would adorn the deities with flowers in such a way that devotees used to marvel at his art. The priest was very fond of him. "Panditji, do you know if there are flying horses anywhere?" One day he asked the priest casually. "Flying horses? It is believed can be seen in the realm of the Gandharvas," said the priest. "Is that so?" Pratap was curious. "Once I met a traveler who had spent a night in a wonderful valley in the Vindhya mountains. The valley has a charming lake surrounded by fragrant flower-bearing trees. On full moon nights, nymphs, the Gandharva damsels, come there for playing and bathing. They descend there riding flying horses," said the priest. The very next day, Pratap began his journey towards the valley. The day he reached there was the day leading to a full moon night. He found the valley enchanting. There were lovely waterfalls and the atmosphere was delightful with trees full of fragrant flowers. Strange birds produced some sweet music which Pratap had never heard. He plucked some select flowers and made a beautiful swing. It hung from tree near the lake. He then sat hiding behind a rock. The sunset and the golden moon slowly rose above the trees. Suddenly Pratap saw a string of flying horses descending on the banks of the lake. But none of them was white. 7 or 8 Gandharva damsels got off the horses and jumped into the lake. They giggled, sang, swam, and played for an hour and then departed, hopping on their horses. Only one of them happened to see the swing. She came near it, examined it, and seemed to like it very much. As she sat on it, Pratap came out from hiding and he began pushing it. She was surprised, but she enjoyed swinging. After a while, she got off the swing, looked at Pratap, and said in a pleasant voice, "It is rarely that a human being comes here. Even if one comes, he is not likely to find us, for we come only on full moon nights. Is it a mere coincidence that you are here tonight?" "No, my heavenly friend, it is not a coincidence," said Pratap. He then told her what had brought him there. I compliment you for your spirit of adventure, but how funny and unrealistic is the wish of the princess, observed the damsel. My friend, don't you have a white flying horse? Pratap asked. We have only one. I can lead you to it, but whether the horse would oblige you or not is a different matter, said the damsel. She made Pratap sit behind her on her horse and flew up. In a few moments they were in the Gandharva realm. The damsel showed the white horse to Pratap and said, If the horse obliges you, well and good. Otherwise, you can clap your hands 5 times and I will be here. My horse will then drop you near the lake. Pratap bowed to her. He then proceeded to the solitary white horse with some beautiful garlands which he had brought with him. He greeted the horse and said, You are unique. I have come all the way to see you. Will you allow me to decorate you? The horse agreed to the offer. When Pratap finished decorating her, the horse saw its reflection on a pool and was happy. What can I do for you? It asked. Pratap told her all about the whim of the princess. Oh, charming white flying horse, let at least some human being see you and one or two experience a ride on you. Must you remain only a creature in fairy tales? The horse consented to Pratap's proposal. Pratap rode it. It went at great speed through the clouds and descended into the palace garden. The princess and her maids were enjoying the full moon night strolling. They stood stunned at the sight of the strange horse. Oh, princess, here's the white flying horse. You can have a ride for a while. The friendly horse will then leave you here and depart for its own realm. I am happy that your fantastic wish is going to be fulfilled. Goodbye, said Pratap. He did not wait for the princess even to thank him or ask him who he was. He went away hurriedly. The Betala paused and asked King Vikramaditya in a challenging tone, O king, was not Pratap's conduct confusing? The princess had announced her readiness to marry the person who could give her an opportunity to ride a white flying horse. Through his bravery and extraordinary qualities, Pratap did succeed in fulfilling her wish. Why then did he give up the chance of marrying her? Why at all did he take such pains if he was to decline the crowning glory? Should you keep mum, though you may know the answer, your head would roll off your neck. Forthwith answered King Vikramaditya. There was nothing confusing about Pratap's conduct. He was a lover of adventure apart from being brave. As you had stated, he never cared for rewards for his deeds. He refused to benefit by his actions in saving people from dangers. His joy lay in achievements alone. He was an artist by temperament and not one ambitious for any higher position. The Gandharva damsel's comment on the nature of the princess must have influenced him to an extent. Her observation that the princess was funny and unrealistic was absolutely correct. One who can be very serious about such a whim can be equally demanding in life again and again. It is by chance that Pratap could fulfill her desire once. Who can do the same again and again? In any case, Pratap's inspiration was his love for achieving something fantastic and not his love for the princess. No sooner had the king concluded his answer than the Betala along with the corpse gave him the slip. Please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Do provide your feedback in the comment section below. Thanks for listening.